Um, so I just want to know who's intending on doing the whole course. Looks like Ranji is, Patty is, John is, Alexandra. Alexandra,
Actually, I will miss next week, so
oh,
that's
you
not
will.
true.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Laurie.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you'll be here in mind and spirit. And Anna's gonna do it. Okay. All right, great, you guys. Are we missing a few people? We're missing Sheila. There might have been somebody else that was here last week. But anyway,
Actually, Sheila probably will be here, but a little bit later.
okay.
And I meant to send you two, and I will send a reminder out. That's
Why
a
don't you
good
send one
good
out
thing to do.
now and just say,
Okay,
hey, you guys, we've started. It's not too late to join. Don't worry if you're late.
okay,
Something like that.
okay. And also because we have now we're up to 18 people. And
But they're not
last week,
here.
I know, last week it was nine, and now it's 18.
Well,
All
that's
right.
fantastic, but
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm
we
going to
need to
send a
ask them where
reminder
they
out
are.
right now. I know.
Just say, hey, you guys, did
We're
they get the
missing you.
time? Did they get the time wrong? No, I don't
Mm,
think so.
I
Okay,
don't
well,
know.
if
Okay.
we got 18, then we need to go find those people. Omahom. I'm just saying. All right. So I just want to check in with everybody as I normally do. So I'll start at the top of the screen because that's where I am. Patty, I won't interrupt you. John, how are you doing this week? I missed you over at Sei Chen Ling on our Tuesday evening.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just looking for a job.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
It's fine. I've had some interviews, so that's
Good.
good.
Oh,
Hopeful.
okay. What do you do? What's your profession?
Most recently, I worked at NAMI, San Mateo County
Okay.
nonprofit.
Nonprofit. Fantastic. Okay, great. Ranji, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Yes.
Um,
How's your week been?
very busy.
Oh, okay. So you've been busy. I mean, John's been busy looking for work. You've been busy at your job, and I'm just wondering if you were you able to put any of those tools in place? Were you able to use anything that we did last last week?
Yeah. I have a regular practice,
Okay.
so I'm often moving between body sensations or focusing on the breath or
Okay.
introspection.
Okay. So your regular practice is Vipassana?
It varies.
Okay.
I just try to practice at least 30 minutes a day,
Oh, that's
and it
fantastic.
depends on who I'm listening to or what I listen to or
Okay. Okay. All right. Well done. And Alex, how are you going? Is that your artwork in the background there?
Venerable Katie, no, it is my husband's artwork. He's an
That's
amazing
amazing.
artist.
That is
Yeah, he's,
beautiful.
thank you. I will let him know that you said
Yeah,
that.
that's really gorgeous.
It always makes him feel good to hear that. So
Yeah,
thank you.
it's
It's
really
nice to be
beautiful.
surrounded by this.
Yes, I bet.
Um, as you know, I'm also attending the 6:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
meditation, which has been so wonderful for me.
Yeah.
And I usually meditate a couple times a day with different
Okay.
groups. Stanford has a wonderful program throughout the week
Okay.
geared towards people that have illnesses of all kinds. But
Okay.
I fell into that a couple of years ago, and it's been really a wonderful supplement and mindful meditation to what I've done with you.
Yeah.
But I really want to be more focused and I want to learn more.
Okay.
And I want to understand more about Tibetan Buddhism.
Okay. Well, this is where you've been here for
Yeah.
quite some time,
Yes,
right?
yes. But I've kind of phased in and out
Yeah, I
as
know.
health has taken me, and
Yeah.
I've been all over the country living here, doing that. So I'm in a lot of transition still. So I'm so grateful that you said this morning, "Hey, I've got this meditation group."
Oh, I'm glad. I
So
yeah, I sort of hesitate to advertise other centers, but these are sister centers, and I think it's fine. So wherever I am, I go, hey, we're doing this on over here and we're doing this over here. And then eventually it all comes together, I
I'm
think.
I'm so grateful because I don't know about the others, but I'm still trying to piece together the fact that there's all these centers and they're all connected. And so I've kind of learned by listening to all of you, which
Oh,
I didn't know. So it's actually quite exciting.
it is. So actually, if you go onto fpmt.org and there's a tab that says centers, and then you scroll down there and you can see where all the centers are all over the world. And then you can see where all the centers are in the United States as well. And all these places that you've been joining through, Shandy Davis, Thupten Nobeling, and they're all listed there, it's pretty sweet. So anyway, thank you for joining us. It's really nice to see you. And Alex sometimes you come to Vajrasattva as well, don't you? I've seen you there.
Absolutely. That's how I
Yeah,
started.
that
And
is how you started. Yeah.
I love it, but sometimes I kind of crash at night. And so
Oh,
it's gotten a little more difficult. Morning is easier for me.
yeah. Where are you in the
I'm
country?
actually in Nevada right now.
Ah,
So I'm
okay.
in your time zone.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so a little easier. But I do, I mean, I'm the same. I sort of like 9 o'clock ever since I've been quite little, I think 9 o'clock's been my cutoff. It's like I'm sensible until 9 o'clock and then I can't really put words together after that. So just as well we're not doing anything after 9. And Laurie, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing really well. Forgive me for not having my camera on.
That's okay.
Uh, no, good. I ordered the book that you mentioned last week and it arrived in the mail yesterday. So I took a look at it and just getting started with that. So
Okay, great.
yeah, yeah.
Well done. I'm glad you did that.
Yep.
And I can log on. Wait, what? What's happening?
So I'm locked out of the Mind Body website for some reason. And so I would have to close down Zoom, close down Chrome, and re-enter to be able to get the email addresses for the group.
Oh, can you do that on a separate page? Can you?
It's not letting me. I've been having trouble with it. But
Oh,
I've got
shame.
you as co-host, and let me make you host,
Okay, and then you
and
can go and
I
do your
can do
thing.
that, and you guys can carry on, and
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
So I'm going to make you a host.
Thank you. I got the talking stick.
Absolutely. Now, whether that changes the recording, it does not. So I
It
think we're
should
all
not
good because
change it.
Ranji's also your co-host. So you'll be good. You're good to go.
Okay,
Okay.
Ranji's
See you
co-host and you
later.
should be okay. See you soon. Hope you find
Bye-bye.
some people. All right. And Anna, how are you doing? Thank you for coming.
Hello, Venerable Katie.
Hi.
Yes, I'm great. I'm
Okay,
really
good.
doing good.
Okay, good.
Um, all areas.
Fantastic.
So,
I'm glad you
yeah,
came. Okay, so
thank you so much.
we're not too far into the course, and I think we'll just get started now. As I said, we are looking a little bit tonight at introspection. So before we start, just kind of allow yourself to land. For those of you who have busy lives, and what I mean by busy is a lot of interaction with other people. Sometimes it can take a minute to sort of come back to yourself, bring your mind back to the same place your body is. So what we did last week, we started to look a little bit at what mindfulness actually is. So this is one of the main things. It allows our mind to stay engaged with a familiar object without losing touch or being distracted. So it's basically just allowing you to be focused. And then the strength of the connection between how our concentration, our mindfulness, and its object depends on the degree of familiarity we have with that object and the strength of associations we have built up in relation to it. And so The more familiar you are with an object, the stronger the associations, emotional or otherwise. And so then also, the more familiar, the easier it is for us to keep that object of concentration in the foreground of our awareness as our concentration deepens. So it's really staying attention and being familiar and the strength of our connection. This is a very, very, very brief summary. So then feel the sensation of the feet on the floor if that's where you've landed. That's where your feet are. Sometimes some people might have their feet underneath their legs. Feel the backs of the legs on the chair. Feel the weight of your pelvis in the chair and your hands in your lap. And align your shoulders with your hips and your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just lengthen your spine, putting some space in between the vertebrae. And then go to the crown of the head and release any tension in your scalp. And relax the forehead and the eyes and the back of the eyes and the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the back of the tongue, and the jaw and the temples and the back of the head. Putting a little bit of length in your neck and allow your shoulders and your shoulder blades just to drop down. And relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And then bring your attention to your breath. A breath is one tool of concentration that's used in mindfulness. And very, very familiar, our breath. It's the most intimate relationship we're ever going to have in our life. It's the one we have with our breath. It's with us all the time. Supports our life. So we can use it. So, you can focus on a spot at the base of the nose or the tip of the nose, the side of the nostrils. It depends on, how you've been trained and really even the shape of your nose. So you'll notice those sensations as you inhale and exhale. And some people like to focus on the thoracic cavity, the chest area. But it's quite large, it's a large place to focus on the body. A lot of sensations, a lot of different sensations. So as we inhale, the diaphragm drops down, the lungs expand, the ribs expand, and you're expanding 360 degrees. It's not just breathing in and out of the chest here. It's all the way around. The lungs are quite large. They go from here, bottom, the clavicle here, just underneath here somewhere, and then all the way down to the bottom rib. And these rib cages there to, it supports you, but it's definitely protecting your lungs. If you think about how extraordinary it is that just from, a couple of cells, this body grows. Amazing. And it works. And some people like to feel the rising and the falling of the belly. So you can place your breath. You know, I because of my training in the Vipassana tradition, I place my breath at the base of the nostril here. It's an easy place to feel the sensation of the breath without being too distracting. So we do attend to distractions in this course, but I bring it in every session because the most obvious one is sound. Somebody walking around in your living space, somebody, you know, in your kitchen, cooking dinner, watching TV, traffic, all of this is distracting. So just allow all of the sounds to be there, trying not to follow with the mind. And then just check in with your mind this evening. See how you're feeling. What's going on for you? Well, for those of us more on the West, it's a little bit late afternoon. For Anna, it's going to be quite late at night. So just check in with your mind. Just watch the thoughts arise, abide, and just kind of dissolve without following them, without engaging in the story. Just allowing all of the thoughts. And just maybe put yourself on the bank of your river and just watch that river flow by. And then just know that while you're sitting on the bank, you're free from the water. It's kind of how we can be with our minds. We can be free of all the whatever's going on inside there, but still watch it. We don't have to kind of engage with all the emotion and all the stories. You can just look and see what's there. It's very good to know what's inside your mind. Because if there's things in there that are not helpful, then you can do something about it, as long as you know what's there. And then, because we're in a Tibetan Buddhist environment, we'll just do just a very little meditation on equanimity, just to remind ourselves of our, and also because there's a lot of just crazy stuff going on in the world right now. Seems to be always, but anyway. So imagine you have your dear friends, your loved ones. Imagine they're right in front of you, right here with you now. And just feel their presence, see their face. And then ask strangers. These are the people that you see on the public transport. These are the people that you are driving on the freeway with, passing them in the car park, passing them in the shops, in the store. And we don't, we care so much about our loved ones, think about them all the time, thinking of ways we can help them, thinking of things we can do together. We don't think like that about about the strangers. We don't really care. I mean, if we heard one of the strangers kind of died tomorrow, we go, oh, gee, sorry about that. I saw them in the supermarket yesterday. That would be about it. If you guys could just mute yourselves. Who was that? And then there's these enemies in our life. The enemy is a very, very strong word, but that is used in the Tibetan Buddhist Lamrim. And these are the people we have aversion for, we don't really like very much, or we feel have a certain amount of discomfort around them. And the thing to remember, though, about all these people is, you know, these relationships can change place. They're interchangeable. And you may have experienced that in your own life. You feel differently about one person now than you did 10 years ago. But regardless of how you feel about anyone, they all have the ways in which they're equal. 3 ways. They want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. It's just so simple. So this is the first step towards generating a compassionate mind. Is to think of all beings as equal. It's actually itself quite a difficult practice. Anyway, I just thought I'd introduce it. We did a little bit last week. So anyway, we can, you know, we're 25 minutes in here, but we can still, always good to sort of have some kind of motivation, you know, and a dedication. It just creates a little bookends for the practice. So, you know, we think we're doing these meditation practices so I can be a benefit to others and so I can help myself on my own spiritual path. And if I'm helping myself, then I'm going to be able to I'll probably be a better person to live with, better person to work with, a bit more aware, more present. So, you know, if you take nothing else away from doing mindfulness meditation, you're going to be showing up as being present for yourself and others. That's a great thing to have. So in this practice of mindfulness, we can also make use of another very natural ability of our mind, which is introspection. And introspection is kind of a bit like a spy, checking and monitoring how our mind and body are doing in meditation. But we're doing a lot of introspection type activity with other people unconsciously. We're constantly checking. We're checking to see if this person likes us. Are they listening to what I'm saying? Are they a safe person to be with? Do we like what they're wearing? We start to make all kinds of assumptions about a person's culture and background and who you know where they went to school, what their economic status is, what their educational status is. We're just sussing this out all the time. So maybe makes use of that particular skill can be like a spy checking in and monitoring how our mind and body are doing in our meditation. So when it's sort of this introspective awareness that alerts to us, to our mind being distracted from our object of concentration, or when we've kind of started to fall asleep, we become dull and drowsy. And the introspection part allows us to quickly return to the object of mindfulness. So that, you know, the more we pick up that our mind has traveled, and the more we kind of keep bringing it back, keep bringing it back, the stronger it is, the stronger our concentration will be. And it becomes easier and easier to notice even little deviations of focus, because there's a contrast between being attentive to an object and just having the mind float off. And the thing is, sometimes people think, I'm having a wonderful meditation, but they're spacing out. That's not meditation. It's nice. It's nice to sort of lie around and space out, but it's not, you can't really call it meditation. So the strength of our introspection increases in step with that of mindfulness. And these qualities support each other mutually. Okay. So we're going to do now the body scan meditation, and this is one we did last week. And before I go on to that, I'm just wondering if anybody had a question or something. No questions. And Laurie, I was curious to know I suggested a Lam book, right? I think. Is that what I suggested?
It was ego, attachment, and
Oh,
liberation.
liberation.
Yeah.
Okay. There is also, which is a beautiful book. It was a 5-day course that Lamieshi led. I think it might have been the 70s or 80s. Must have been the 70s. And then there's also the Mahamudra, which was edited by Venerable Rabina, and that there's quite a clear description of the 9-round breathing in that book as well. Patty, did you by any chance get a hold of that? Is there any way we can? You've got hold the picture up. Yeah. So I think, didn't I say, was it page 52? Did I say? Check page 52 in
Yeah,
that
you
book
said
and
it
see
was
if that's.
page 52, but it's actually on 33.
Oh, it's page
9-round
52.
breathing.
It's page
Okay.
52 on the online book and page 33
Okay.
on your book.
In the physical, 31 in the physical book.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
if anyone is interested in
33.
33, the way the 9-round breathing we're going to do in a minute is in that same book, that Mahamudra book. I think in the ego attachment liberation, I think Lamieshi introduces colors and channels and things. Is that right, Laurie? I can't remember.
I haven't gotten that far into it,
Okay.
but the meditation is in like the first few pages, so it was right
Okay.
there, right at the beginning. So.
Okay, great. All right. Okay. So actually, why don't we do the 9-round breathing now before we continue on with the body scan meditation? And I didn't check in with Sheila and Patty either. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for organizing this. Thumbs up for Patty. Thumbs up for Sheila. Thumbs up for Sheila. Okay. All right. Anything you either you two wanted to say or share before we continue? No. Okay. All righty. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. So settle back into your meditation. I think everybody here has done that 9-round breathing. So I'm going to lead it once, and then we will continue in our own time. We'll do the first round together, and the next 2 rounds we'll do on our own in our own time. So remember, I'm opposite to you, so I look different. I'm sort of different fingers, etc. So you take the top part of this right index finger, place it very gently on the left nostril. Yeah, you're opposite to me. Breathing in through the right nostril, and imagine you're breathing in this beautiful, blissful, radiant white light. Fills your whole body, fills your mind. Breathing in. And you just kind of pause at the top of the breath, and then you exhale through the left nostril. You change your hand over, finger over, and you exhale all of your dissatisfaction energy or unhealthy attachment energy, and breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke. And then you change again. You start again. You breathe in through the right, light. And then you pause, and then you exhale through the left, all of your dissatisfaction energy. And then one more time. So you do this 3 times, breathing in through the right, light. Pause, exhale through the left, all of your dissatisfaction. And then you change hands. So blocking the right nostril with the left index finger, breathing in light. Pause, and then exhale through the right, all of your anger, bitterness, and grudges, and all your unhappiness. Breathe that out as thick black yucky smoke. And breathing in through the left, light. Pause, exhale through the right, all of your anger. Breathing in through the left, light. Pause, exhale through the right, all of your anger. And this anger leaves you as thick black yucky smoke, disappears into space. Then you're breathing in through both nostrils, light. And pause, and then exhale all of your ignorance energy. So ignorance can be whatever ignorance means to you conventionally. You know, I can't get from here to over there without a map. In the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, what it means is not understanding this idea of karma, this natural law of karma, cause and effect. Also means not really appreciating the way things truly exist. So ignorance is more like thinking everything's kind of fixed and concrete and arises from its own side. And we actually have experience in knowing that that's not the case. We know things change all the time. We know things decay. We know the car didn't just turn up, more like a big car. We know our IKEA furniture does not come fully made. It comes in a box with a few screws, some missing, and then you have to go onto YouTube and figure it out from there. So breathing in light through both nostrils, exhaling all of your ignorance energy as thick black yucky smoke. And repeat, breathing in light. And then exhale all of your ignorance. And then one more time, breathing in light. And exhale all of your ignorance. And now really feel that you've cleaned the dust off the mirror of your wisdom. And then we start again. So that was round 1. We're going to do round 2 and 3 in our own time. So remember, you start by breathing in through the right nostril, breathe out through the left, and you breathe out through the left, dissatisfaction. And you do that 3 times. Change hands, breathe in through the left, breathe out through the right, all of your anger, and then both nostrils, ignorance. Okay, so in our own time. 3, 3, and 3. So now we'll start our body scan meditation. Just allowing your spine to be in its natural position. Place your hands somewhere where they're comfortable, or your arms where they're supported. And just allow your shoulders to relax. We're just, in this meditation, we're just going to be in touch with the simple sensations in the body. So starting at the crown, notice the sensations at the very top part there. The sensations on the crown and your head. Maybe there's a little bit of tingling, maybe a bit of pressure or tension or warmth or coolness. Maybe there's nothing at all, and that's fine too. Moving your attention down to your face. Notice the sensations there. Are you tensing up any of your facial muscles? Those are the forehead, around your eyes, around your nose, your nostrils, your mouth, your jaw, back of the tongue, your temples, and your ears. And can you let in a different feeling, one of softness and ease and comfort, into your face? Can you relax the facial muscles a little bit? Now invite your attention to come to the back of the body, the back of the head. Relax the back of the head and your neck. And then come to the front and relax your throat. So just notice the sensations there. You're moving to your shoulders. How are your shoulders feeling today? If you notice any tension or uncomfortable feelings here or anywhere else, can you simply acknowledge them for the time being and don't feel that we have to change them immediately for the better? Can you just let them be? Now allow your attention to flow down both arms at the same time. And notice the simple sensations at our upper arms, both our elbows down to the lower arms, and finally arriving at both hands. Can you sense the sensations at the palms and the back of the hands and in our fingers? And having activated all these sensations into our awareness, can you just release the arms and the hands into their physical support, into gravity? And come now back to your chest, to your heart center. And what do you find here? Can you feel the breath along with other sensations? And as we notice our natural exhale, can we take this opportunity to release, to allow anything unhelpful, unwanted, to somehow flow away with the out breath? Can you feel your breath at your heart center along with other sensations? Perhaps you can feel the beating of your own heart. Maybe allow now your attention to kind of go further down the body until you arrive at your abdomen, your belly. And rest your attention within your body at the level of our navel, maybe sort of around about the navel and maybe an inch or two in. And just feel the sensations here. And then keep going down until you arrive at the base of the spine. And rest your attention at the tip of your pelvis, the tip of the coccyx. You can call it your tailbone. It's a bit of a weird thing to say. And see if you can sense the sensations there. Feel the weight of your pelvis on its physical support and see if you can release that weight so that our pelvis can rest comfortably there. Now allowing your attention to flow down both legs at the same time. Just notice the simple sensations at both the hip joints, the upper legs, the knees, the lower leg, and then finally at both feet. And having arrived at the soles of the feet, what do you feel? Can you feel the top of the foot and your toes? Do you feel sensation there? Can you rest both legs and release their weight into gravity? So just rest in this posture and allow your body to settle and be comfortable here. And rest your attention with your body and your breath. And each time you notice yourself exhaling, use it as an opportunity to deepen the sense of release, releasing anything unhelpful, anything unwanted. And just allow yourself to release deeper into the here and now, into the present moment, and into your meditation. Oh, I just want to talk a little bit about distraction and dullness and working with distraction and dullness, because this is where we need introspection. So once you start paying attention to the experiences in the body and the mind, you start to become aware of how your attention is really not staying on the object of mindfulness. And there are two things that interrupt and draw our attention away, two broad categories of things. And one is dullness, and the other is distraction. So we looked a little bit at distraction at the very beginning when we were looking at the distraction of sound. So dullness, the technical meaning of dullness is it's referring to the loss of alertness, the loss of vividness of attention, the loss of sharpness of attention. And this can be anything from experiencing drowsiness and sleepiness, and that may lead to sleep, can also mean spacing out or blanking out of the mind. Can also be darkness and fogginess of mind. Can also be just an overall lack of energy of the mind. So the mind is not really clear and alert, not as clear and alert as it could be in engaging with its object. And distraction refers to the movement of attention away from the object of mindfulness and towards something else, towards sound, towards thoughts, towards the sensation of your cat walking across your lap, towards the smell of someone making bread. So this, whereas dullness is kind of like a lack of energy, this represents an excessive amount of energy in the mind that prevents our attention from settling down and stabilizing on the object of mindfulness. And you'll know, if any of you have studied anything to do with attention deficit, anything, this is kind of what they bring it down to, an excessive amount of energy, overstimulation of the mind, and preventing it from settling down and stabilizing on the object of mindfulness, whatever the cause. Chemical imbalance, genes, karma, allergy to food. So this is also too why they say when you're meditating, maybe not to, if you are someone that gets easily distracted or your mind's kind of super busy, maybe not when you do meditation, don't drink coffee just before. Some people say they need coffee to help them focus. I mean, I don't really know, but the most common type of distraction, which also really contributes to our stress levels, is our compulsive involuntary thinking. And that what that refers to is also means, rumination. And this refers to the many thoughts that capture our attention and keep it involved in matters of the past or imaginary futures. And then it's accompanied by various emotional reactions, which is it sounds crazy, right? Because it's not even happened yet and we're already having an emotion about it. And we do this all the time. I think if we were to verbalize everything that we were thinking, we'd be shocked. I was looking a little bit the other day at what the miracles were of Buddha, because we just had the Day of Miracles. And one of them was, apart from one that you could Buddha was able to turn a toothpick into a tree. Another one was the Buddha was able to basically reveal everybody's thoughts, which could be a dangerous thing. Anyway. So working with distraction and dullness, and then I want to check in with everybody after we've just had this little discussion here. It's really important to highlight the process of developing mindfulness involves becoming aware of these kind of various reactions that affect the functioning of our body and mind. So, the being aware of uncomfortable tensions in the body, as well as dullness or distracting thoughts affecting the mind, could be disappointing or frustrating, but it's actually a sign of progress in our practice. So if you weren't aware of it before, and then all of a sudden you're now, because we've been doing this, you start to become aware of it, it means you're more in touch with what's happening in your body and your mind. And as I said earlier, then you can take steps to change things, to remedy the situation. And so with the help of a practice like mindfulness or breathing, and by repeatedly and very gently returning our attention to these very simple breath sensations in our body, we can begin this process of weakening our old habits of dullness and distraction. And what I discovered recently too was distraction also means people's notifications flying across their screen. Someone actually told me that Facebook kept kind of bugging them during their Vajrasattva meditation. And that people are actually going through Facebook while they were doing their meditation. So, that's the ultimate form of distraction. I said to people that, oh yeah. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share or say or ask about any of what I was just talking about? Distractions, dullness, overexcited mind. And if you've had that experience, what have you done to remedy it, if anything? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Can they unmute themselves? Okay. Okay, Alex, hi.
Hi. It definitely gets easier the more I meditate,
Yeah.
but it's been a long process.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. And Lama Yeshe would sort of say, don't even bother meditating more than 5 minutes at a time, unless you're super, super, super experienced, because he thinks we can't concentrate for longer than that. And even that, if you actually were to be really, really honest with yourself, and we may not have time for it today, but we might do it next week, is just this counting. We can actually do it for a little bit, just counting. So in the meditation, you sort of count from like 1 to 10 in the meditation. And you have to be really slow and count 1, and in your mind, 1 and 2, 3. And then what happens is the moment you lose focus or concentration and your mind starts to wander off, you have to come back and start again at 1. And so then you have to decide whether you're able to even get past 5. And you're not allowed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a really good one, that one, because it kind of shows you where you're at. I mean, of course, if you have a practice where you can meditate for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and that is even if you're not meditating officially 100% of the time, and that is space for your mind and for your body to relax, then that's fantastic. I'm not saying you shouldn't sit there for 30 minutes or an hour. What I'm saying is Lama Yeshe believed that we couldn't really concentrate effectively for more than about 5 minutes at a time. So that's why he would say, meditate for 3 minutes, put your watch on, let it tell you when you should move and move, then come back and sit again. Because sometimes our mind just kind of wanders off. We haven't even realized we've gone down the shops already. We've left our body. Okay, anyone else have anything you want to share? Time's running. Wow. Patty,
So
hi.
yeah, so I struggle with dullness and
Yes,
distraction,
me
both.
too.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah,
I think I handle maybe dullness a little bit better because I
okay.
can get up and walk around or
Yeah,
stretch or do something like that. But I definitely give in to the distraction is a little bit harder for me, because then I just get antsy and it's like I can't do I gotta do something else, you know. And so I think that's probably more my battle is I just can't sit still and I have to go do something. And I swear, you know, then the procrastination just kicks in. It's like, oh, I'll do it later. Ha! Yeah, maybe not. So yeah,
later
yeah,
next week.
yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell you what Geshe Dakpa here in San Francisco told us many years ago. He said, if you're feeling like you're getting sleepy and it's not working, he said, just get up and walk around and wash your face with a cloth. The antsy thing, I just don't think you're alone there because we have so much being thrown at us from the media, we're very much computer focused, we're very much digital focused. And, everything's sort of on our screen, our books, our music, our movies, our news, and it hasn't been great news lately either, so it's disturbing. Um, but it's almost like a reality show. Oh, what's happening today? What are all those crazy people doing today? Let's just see. Oh, that person got fired. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I mean, it's just sort of feels like a kind of gossip. But um, distraction, we're going to do a breath meditation in a minute. And so one of the things that you can do with distraction is that 9 round breathing. It's unbelievably grounding. So my suggestion maybe, Patty, for you is if you do get into that space where you're like, can't do it, because that 9 round breathing takes less than 5 minutes. So just go, oh, I can't do it. I'll do 9 round breathing. And then you'll find pretty quickly by the third round, you're going to be feeling a lot more. I
Well, and
promise you.
I appreciate you doing it 3 times too, because when I've practiced 9 round breathing, I've done it once, and it's like I to doing it 3 times
Yeah.
is so much more effective.
Yes. Yeah. It's more meaty as well. And I think, well, that's the way I was taught to do it. And I just found that just the first time you do it, you is 1 second, and then by the third round, you really kind of you're in the zone. And then you can actually, what you'll probably find after you get to the end of the third round is that you feel a little more like just kind of sitting there quietly. So I do this meditation with my YMCA group. And usually I meditate with them. And today I opened my eyes and I looked at them. And no one was moving. They were all just kind of, like sometimes people get bored and they look around, they open their eyes and they're like this, no one was. So I don't know. I think it's just, and these are people who don't practice regularly. The YMCA is a gym, but they come to meditation class, and um, I think it's very effective. I'm really happy to be borrowing it from the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, but it's not also just from our tradition either. It's Nadi Shodhana is the alternate nostril breathing, and it's used in yoga. And they do it slightly differently, but in the Tibetan Buddhist, they've added this mental component, and then there's also the colors. I haven't got around to working with that yet, but there's the different channels. There's a red channel, a blue channel. There's going to be a lot of questions coming out of that I can't answer, so I don't bother going there. So until I know more. We just stick to the basics. Yeah. Anyway, so try that, Patty. I kind of do that for myself as well. It's like breath work, or even in yoga, they call it prana. It's amazingly helpful. And do you do yoga? So you know how you feel after a yoga class if you've got a good yoga teacher. You feel so much better. It does make a big difference using the breath. Anyway, this comes to the breath. Sheila, did you have something you wanted to? Sorry, did you say something? Sheila, did you have anything you wanted to say? No. Ranji, you're very quiet this week. You okay? Okay. All righty. Okay, let's keep going. And we're going to do meditation on the breath. So let's just so here we just settle back into your meditation again. And we're just going to use the sensations of our natural breath. And this will be the object of our mindfulness. And so in this meditation, we're emphasizing the practice of mindfulness as just a very simple act of continuously and repeatedly returning our attention to the sensations of the breath. So think that the more times you get to return your attention gracefully to the breath sensations, the stronger the connection and familiarity between mindfulness and breath will come. So when you come and sit down and do your meditation and you start focusing on the breath, immediately you're going to fall into meditation. So then also think, each time you notice the natural out-breath or the exhale and the subtle feeling of physical release that accompanies it. So you just try that now as you exhale. It just everything releases. You can then consciously associate that sensation with the chance to release, physical sensations and mental agitation. So then you again build up an association with mindfulness of breathing, of sort of release as well. And then this can be true when your introspection, a little kind of person in the back of your mind that goes, whoop, whoop, bam, 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 you're off course. You can alerts us to the presence of involuntary or reactive thinking or dullness. And then we remind ourselves to exhale out anything unnecessary or unneeded in the moment. And just allow it to just flow away. So, for everyone who's experiencing like Patty, which probably we all are, it's just a matter of, honestly, it's a matter of just remembering what the tools are that we've been given. Sometimes we get so agitated we forget we even have tools. So you just allow yourself to settle back into meditation. And your spine is in its sort of natural and comfortable position, and you're resting your hands and arms on some physical support. And just allow your shoulders to be relaxed. And just return your attention to your body to be in touch with the sensations of the body. And just allow your body to settle into meditation. And as you're settling, just notice areas of softness and ease and relaxation. Can you welcome these feelings and allow your cells to enjoy them while they're there. And also notice areas of tension or tightness and uncomfortable feelings. Can you acknowledge them? Maybe you don't have to change them immediately for the better. Can you just let them be for the moment? Then go to your face. Are you tensing up any of the facial muscles? Can you release, very gently relax the muscles in the face and let in a different feeling, one of softness and ease and comfort? And then can you allow this softening and relaxing to spread on its own to the rest of your body and help your body to settle into meditation? So among the different sensations of the body, see if you can emphasize those sensations associated with breathing. So some of you, as we mentioned in the beginning, may notice the sensation around your nostrils as you feel the air flowing in and flowing out of the body. The air that flows in is cooler. The air that flows out is slightly warmer. And some people may notice the movement of the chest, expanding and contracting 360 degrees, the diaphragm dropping, lungs expanding, rib cage expanding, and then everything just kind of releasing back into place. Some of you may feel the sensations around the belly, the rising and the falling of the abdomen. So rest your attention maybe on one of these breath sensations, allowing yourself to fully experience your in-breath and your out-breath. So rest your attention here with your breath. Each time you notice yourself exhaling, use it as an opportunity to release. Releasing anything unhelpful, anything unwanted, just like the way we breathe out to let go of the stale air in our lungs. And so if you wish to, you can sort of say to yourself very gently this guiding word release in your mind each time you notice an exhale. And this kind of reminds your body that it doesn't need to hold on to any unnecessary tightness. And there's also can remind your mind that it too can let go of thoughts, can let go of memories and fantasy, kind of are running around the mind. And believe it or not, we can also release states of dullness and drowsiness. And just allow it to float away with the exhale. We're not forcing anything. We're not pushing anything away. When we force and push, it's usually aversion. This shouldn't be happening this way. I don't want that thought. So it's just a very gentle release. So when we notice our attention is distracted somewhere else or is feeling drowsy, just very simply invite it back to the breath and release on the exhale. And now bring your attention back down to the soles of the feet. So this is one way you can bring yourself out of meditation. So this is another thing that I think we need to think about carefully is not just, oh good, 5 minutes is up. I'm going to jump up now and go get coffee. Bring yourself out slowly because you're putting yourself into kind of like a different state. And then you kind of jump up and meet the world, and it can be a bit shocking to the system. So, come out of your meditation, give yourself time to release yourself from your meditation. Don't just say, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes and then get up. Meditate for 7 minutes and then come out of your meditation slowly. Or meditate for 5 minutes and come out of your meditation slowly. And then you'll be more inclined to go back because it won't be such a shock to go from being in meditation to going back to your work or computer. So you can do like this. You start by re-entering almost. Sort of your re-entry phase. So you bring your attention to the soles of the feet, the weight of the foot on the floor. the backs of the legs on the chair, the weight of your hands in your lap. And just think about bringing your mind back to the same place your body is. And then under your closed eyelids, you can have your eyes angled down about 45 degrees. And very gently crack open your eyelids and just allow a little bit of light in. And then you can just open your eyes. So we got about 8 minutes left. I wanted to leave a little bit of time to hear how people are doing and what you're thinking. And just unmute yourself if you have anything you want to say. Why are you all so quiet? Anything? Anyone? I can see all the thought bubbles. So I'm not sure why the things aren't being unmuted. Who wants to share their thought bubble?
I'll share my thought bubble.
Okay. What's your
I think I've mentioned this before in a
Mhm.
class, but
Mm.
my rumination isn't necessarily when I'm trying to meditate. My rumination is
Yes,
when
I
I'm
know.
having a shower.
Yes, I know. Or when you're driving in the car or going somewhere. Yes.
And so yeah.
So it's so this is where you can use your introspection. Your introspection is kind of like like, were you a mother? Have you been a mother? Are you a mother? You're not a mother.
No, I
But
forgot.
you forgot about that. Okay. Well, when you're looking after a child or an older person or someone who needs, you got to keep your eye on, right? You are very aware of when they're gone off track. So imagine you're going for a hike on a narrow path and you've got a cliff. You're at some edge of some water or something, and you've got the cliff down there. Your your mind is very alert. Your introspection, for example, will you alert you to that child going off track because you don't want them to fall off the edge of the cliff. It's kind of like that. We have to just be like our own mother, a mother to our own mind. So when our mind starts going off track, we recognize, okay, so maybe today is not the day where I have that conversation with that person because my mind isn't really on top of it today. Maybe I should just leave it till I'm feeling a little bit more grounded tomorrow. But your introspection will see, you can be already ruminating but for maybe 5 miles down the track before you've realized that's what you're doing. You have to bring it back. So I understand that, and everybody does it. You're so not alone there. But I think what I understand is that the more frequently you start doing that, the more frequently you discipline yourself to notice when your mind has gone off track, the faster you'll be able to bring it back, and the more there will be this association with using your introspection to kind of keep you on track a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And I've tried, I mean, I've been working on it for months and,
Wow.
just saying, okay, anytime I go into the bathroom, that's the gratitude room. And I think I've mentioned
Oh,
that
that's
before
so cool.
too.
Oh,
And
that's
so I'm
so cool.
supposed to, and it's like, I'm getting frustrated because I think I should be improving more.
Oh,
I am catching myself. So I do have a little bit of the introspection. I just hopefully it will come faster and faster because I still have, I'll be finishing washing my hair and realize that I was ruminating and not being grateful. So it's practice. But yeah.
So I think also too, maybe you should call that bathroom my well done Patty room, not the grateful room, because what you just told me implied that you weren't, first of all, you were ruminating and you weren't doing the right thing, and then you weren't being grateful because you were ruminating. So that becomes your I'm in trouble room. So then I think you should rename it the welcome and good on you Patty room, or
Okay.
well
All
done
right.
Patty room, because you're just telling yourself off. Um, and I think I have to tell you this story. I don't know if I told it
Thank
in
you.
this group, but we have down near San Luis Obispo, down kind of south from here, is a center called Land of Calm Abiding. And there's a monk down there called Venerable Roger, not Rinpoche's Roger, but Venerable Roger. He's Australian. And he's been doing these long retreats for centuries now. I mean, like decades, literally years. And he's done many of those 1 million mantra retreats. They're 3 year, what they call 3 year great retreats. So he did one particular deity called Yamataka. This is a well-known story. That's why I'm able to tell it, the deity. And he came out and he'd done 1 million of Yamataka mantras, and he sort of said to Rinpoche, Rinpoche, I got worse. I just came out so angry. I said, maybe I didn't do the retreat right. Rinpoche just laughed and laughed. And I've said, the dirt's got to come out. So, what Rinpoche was implying was you're just seeing it. It's not that you're getting worse. You're just seeing what's there. And you're no different to anyone else, because if you think we've had countless lifetimes, you've got countless lifetimes of rumination going on in this. It's just going to be an endless amount of work. So I think you have to, it's not going to be something that, and you say I've been doing it for months. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You're doing amazing. Months? Everyone, a lot of people just do it for years and they still don't recognize. So you just have to make friends with this thing called introspection. This is your friend. It's that thing that tells you in your introspection is there's something they talk about in yoga called interoception. But I think we're talking about introception. It basically tells you when you've run too many miles and you need to rest because your muscles are hurting, or when you've stretched yourself a little bit too far in yoga, that you're not going to go any further because you're going to hurt tomorrow. It's the same kind of thing. You need to kind of be aware of what's going on in your mind. Am I making sense? Ranji, do you have
Yes, very
yes,
much.
you do. Okay. We're at 5:30. I just wanted to ask you, do you have a different understanding of introception?
No,
You don't. It's the same?
no.
Okay. We're finished. Did you have anything you wanted to share? No, I've managed to get you off mute. No? Nothing to share? Okay. All right, everybody. I think we just dedicate. If anybody wants, oh, sorry, did you want to say something, Ranji? No? Okay.
No, for a moment I couldn't hear you. I
Oh, I see.
saw
So
the
you came
noise.
closer. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right. All right, everyone. So let's just next week, I think we're looking at more distractions, I think. I think we get more into distractions next week. But so let's just think in your mind, think back in your mind what you've done today, what we've learned today. And just think, oh, wow, that's really amazing. I learned this new thing. And maybe you've had some creative energy, maybe you've had some inspiration, maybe you've had some insight. So just dedicate that to, all those different people in your life, the loved ones, the strangers, the one you don't like. And then also to yourself as you're moving along your spiritual path. And then remember, try not to be so hard on yourself. Like everyone, we're all doing it all the time, me included. Maybe just be a little gentler and a little kinder to yourself. when you do 3 minutes meditation. That's like, or when you find you're ruminating, go, wow, that's fantastic. Look, I caught it. And I was only doing it for 5 minutes. That's amazing. So much better than yesterday where I did it for 20 minutes. And you can sort of say, God, a month ago I was doing much more ruminating than I am now. So this is improvement. I'm moving in the right direction. And you might see more than you did before. And that's fantastic because you want to know what's in your mind. You don't want to pretend it's not there. You want to be able to work with what's going on. It's just like if you've got a pussy sore, you don't want to stitch it up while it's still infected. So you know, and for some people, not everybody is ready to dig around all at the same time. You have to do it in your own time, in your own process. So there is no, I've only been doing this for 3 months. I've been doing this for so long. It might take somebody 10 years to make one little tiny step, and that's just what their path is. So I think it's really good that we don't have too many expectations, because your body is going to do it in its own time. Your mind is going to do it in its own time. So you have to give yourself lots and lots of space and lots of encouragement. Well done, Patty Bathroom. All right, you guys, lots of love. Thank you so much for hosting, Sheila and Patty, and Ranji. I will see you next week. Laurie, Sheila, Anna, hopefully we'll see you next week. Alexandra, hopefully see you next week. And John, hope to see you next week. And Patty. So lots of love, everyone. And take care between now and then. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Venerable Katy.
Bye-bye. My pleasure. Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Venerable.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.